Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of Slimy Green Garage. And today, well, we got to introduce you to this 1991 Dodge D150. If you remember, I had posted our station wagon up for sale on Marketplace with the strict saying that no trades, no trades. I need cash for our project. You know, our Buick Riviera that we've been working on, we need money. But a couple of weeks into that listing, well, somebody said, well, would you be interested in trading for this truck? And I said, well, I'm going to need some more information to even consider it. And then the young man sent me a picture of this truck. And then I was like, this is my problem. I think a lot of things are cool. And I am not a big Dodge fan except for the old Mopar stuff. But this short box Dodge D150 looks kind of cool. Supposedly didn't run. They thought it just had carburetor issues. But at any rate, I got it here. You know, we made the deal, and 5 minutes later, it was running. The idle mixture screws on the Edelbrock 600 carburetor, well, they were all turned out 6, and it's got the stock fuel pump, come to find out in this truck, so it's got a pressure regulator to reduce the pressure down. And so I made a few quick, simple adjustments, and the thing was running. I already dropped the transmission pan, changed out the filter, and some of the transmission fluid, and inside of that wasn't very pretty, but at least around here it goes into gear and it moves. But you want to take a look at this thing? What do you think? Should we just sell this thing so we can continue the work on our Buick? Or do you think a truck like this, is this better than the Buick? It's got the old school SS Kragers on it. It's got 4 good tread junk tires because they're all weather cracked in between the treads. It's got the delete on the bumper on the back. It's got a receiver hitch. It's a short box. One of the best things about this truck, there's no rust on it. It's got some dings and some dents. It's fixed in the mirror over here, but the studs are here. On the driver's side, no mirror, no studs. It's obviously had a repaint at some point. The inner fenders have been changed. Probably the front fenders as well, I can tell being under the hood. The interior's not in bad shape. Our air cleaner is waiting in there for us. The seat's got a rip on the driver's side, but overall, interior's not horrible. Custom headliner up top. We got decisions we got to make. Custom hood latch. Supposedly works from the inside too. Now, what I was told, and I have no way of verifying at this point because I'm not a Dodge expert, supposedly it's a 340 engine in this truck, but I did do a little research and it does say 318 on the block underneath. Young man inherited this from his grandpa. His grandpa also apparently likes station wagons, and that's why he was so interested in our 5-speed conversion. But it's got a 600 Edelbrock carburetor, aftermarket Edelbrock intake. It's got a brand new battery. Everything else looks pretty much factory. The wiring on these Dodge D150s are ridiculous. The regulator, fuel regulator's right up here. It's kind of a mess under the hood. Lots of things can be cleaned up and made better. Apparently the factory computer they put right down in there because that's a great spot for it. You know, when I got this, we had melted vacuum lines. I had melted vacuum lines just laying on the header. Spark plug wires were resting on the header. So there's lots of easy cleanup that can be done under the hood. It needs a new throttle bracket. That's not functioning very well. But overall, the side is missing the bezels for the headlights. This piece right here, not great. Big, decent dent in the fender. That can be manicured, but not a spot of rust on this truck. And it's not bonded up. I've checked, and it's pretty doggone good. So we've got options. Option A is we sell this, continue the work on the Riviera. Option B, we sell the Riviera if we want to work on this truck. Option C, if we don't want to get rid of either the Buick or this truck, if you guys think it's cool enough to have on the channel, then we need to get the Mustang back in the garage because it's the only vehicle that we have right now that we don't have to put money into because we got the parts that we need to do the work on it. The Mustang, kind of an extensive project. So I don't know what to do. What I'm trying to say is I need your input. What should we do? This could be a super cool truck, but we don't know. Is it as dirty as the inside of the transmission was? If the transmission is on its way out, that's money. And even if it's not out, just the little miscellaneous parts that we need to order for this truck, we just don't have the funds. So what do we do? Is this cooler than the Buick? Is the Buick better than this? Should we just keep them both and work on the Mustang? I don't know, and that's why I'm asking you for your help. Anyway, I'm gonna shut the hood. I'm gonna fire this thing up. Charging system real quick. Putting out at least 14 volts. I'm gonna get my multimeter and make sure it's not overcharging. All right, well, the good news is we know it's charging. Like I say, just over 14 volts. Throttle bracket needs replaced. Oil needs changed. I will tell you the radiator was full when I got it, but it was full of water. So it's a good thing we didn't leave it sitting outside because it's getting cold here in Missouri. So I drained that out, put in some full strength, filled up the radiator this morning. New radiator cap because it was shot. I adjusted the fuel pressure regulator. For whatever reason, they disconnected the fuel pressure regulator and ran directly from the pump to the carburetor. Said that it was shooting fuel out the top of the carburetor. Well, that makes sense because I don't know what the factory fuel pressure was on this engine, but it would have been a fuel injected engine in this truck originally. And carburetors aren't meant for that kind of pressure. So at any rate, I would say they ended up hooking it back up the way it was originally, but both the fuel mixture screws, I think I already told you, were turned out like 6 turns, and a base setting for those is 1.5 out from being seated. So I turned those back out initially as I was just kind of checking stuff over to 1.5, hooked the battery up, turned the key, and the thing just fired off right away. So I was pretty excited initially. Obviously, it's still smoking some. I adjusted the regulator. Now we're down, it's right around 4 PSI is where it's currently at. But I've got those idle mixture screws currently turned in, they're just a half turn out. And so this carburetor could be damaged. Some of the smoke that we're seeing could be fuel. Maybe it's just getting too much fuel in there. The valve seats could be shot. All I know is that the truck is pretty stinking cool. It's even, if you look on the inside, it's got a Pioneer CD player. Haven't seen one of those in a while. Old school. It doesn't work. It doesn't work, by the way. It's got no power to it, that's what I'm guessing. But I like the truck, and I think this could actually be a super cool shop truck. Like, done right, truck could actually be amazing and super cool, and not something that you see on the road every day. So I'm torn already. I did post it up on Marketplace already, just because at this point, you know, we've got the Chevelle in the shop, we've got the 55 in there, they don't get any attention. We got the Mustang that I have to get back to work on. I don't know if I regret that purchase. Yep, I think I probably do. But the Mustang, 69 Mustang, the only reason why I say I might have some regrets is because I overpaid #1 for it, and it needs a lot of work. And so that was an impulse purchase, kind of purchase that my wife warns me about. And being a man, I just do what I want, and sometimes that gets us in trouble. So be a man, own up to it. But the Mustang has to get worked on. We got to get it back together. Problem is once I get it back together, then I'm not going to want to sell that either. We got to make a decision though at this point. I'm asking all of you, our beautiful big buildable big block Buick, we've come so far on that. I don't want to give up on that car, but then this truck shows up with the bumper delete and looking so sexy. What do you do? What do you do? Right now, all I know is we have to make a decision. This is going to be a short video, and hopefully I can get some input from you guys on where do we go from here? Because, you know, there are certain vehicles around here, you know, the 55, the Chevelle, those are vehicles I'm not getting rid of. I do realize that at this point in time, I do have to be willing to get rid of some projects because, well, you can't keep them all if you want to be able to continue, you know, working on stuff unless you're loaded. And well, yeah, you guys understand. That's not where we're at right now. Gosh, you guys are all dirty. Clean yourselves up. So, 91 Dodge D150, engine unknown. okay? I don't know. Automatic transmission, it drove, and now it's got some fresh fluid and a new filter in it, but if you would have seen inside that pan and what was stuck to the magnet, it'd make you question life. Made me question mine a little bit, but I really like the truck. Why do we have these issues? Just accept them. It is what it is. Okay? You're not alone. I'm not the only one. I know you guys got issues too. You guys like this. I know you do. Maybe. So anyway, it's a quick video. I just wanted to show you that the station wagon is no longer sitting over there. It's gone. And I will miss that car as well because I had big plans for it. I got myself in a little over my head, and now we didn't make it any better. We just got something else that's cool. So what do? I'm gonna get this one out to you because I need input real fast before something ends up disappearing. I'm about ready to post the Buick up for sale. I already posted this truck up for sale, and if one of them goes before the other, well, that's just what happens. But if you guys can give me some input before that happens, maybe I can regulate how this all rolls out. Or do we take option C if that's what you guys want, where we just push the truck aside, push the Buick aside, we get the Mustang back in the garage, do what needs to be done over the winter, get it sold in the spring, and then we can come back to one of these and keep having fun, keep having a good time. I appreciate you all so very much. Remember to go out into the world, use the superpowers, the gifts, and the talents that God gave you to make the world a better and brighter place, to be good to other people, to inspire them if you can. But everybody's going through something in life, so we don't need people who are rotten, treating everybody like dirt. Don't be one of those people. And don't be so quick to judge. You know, it's pretty easy to shake your head at people when they're making mistakes, but you've made some too. So just be kind. Yeah, you know, go out there, inspire people, encourage people to do better. You know, generally people don't want your advice. If they want your advice, they'll come and they'll ask you. And so don't be so quick to give your advice where it's not wanted. That's the end of this video. It's gonna be so hard to let this thing go if it sells. But we gotta do what we gotta do. God bless you guys. I love you. We'll see you real soon on the next one. And until then, God bless you always.